Yeah, this was filmed as a college project, but I'm just uploading all the raw footage here because I thought it'd be funny.
Cool. Alright.
Cool. Oh my god.
I might be able to be like, tell us a little bit about your band and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just bullshit.
Oh,
we met on the
Spell
310 going to Huddersfield.
It's like we do it, it clicked instantly.
Yeah,
We knew we had to
I
start
met this bassist. He absolutely fucking stunk, but like, whatever, man.
Famous bassist Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, famous bass player.
Should we like just try and work in try and
Caleb
work
Johnson.
in Caleb Johnson bassist?
Caleb Johnson is my bassist. Thomas Land is the drummer.
Yeah.
Jesse's the singer.
the singer,
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, if you ask, obviously.
If I ask, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I might be like, tell us a bit about your thing, and then maybe mention like, oh, well, me and the bassist Caleb.
Well, yeah, Caleb and I go way back. Caleb's the bassist.
Caleb, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let's hit the call. Let's go.
You
All
gotta
right.
take it away. It's your podcast. Welcome back to Mosh Pit Memoirs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mosh Pit Memoirs, episode 15. Today we're interviewing Ola, guitarist from Necrosis.
Necrosis.
All right, I'm gonna try that one.
Yeah,
more time.
give it a go. I was also laughing through
Yeah.
that, so I probably should.
It doesn't matter if we smile a bit. But
Yeah. This reminds me, you know, in like high school when we were doing Annoying Dog the movie, we
Yeah.
were just sat on the call being like, we need to be very serious now, and then we just
Yeah.
like.
It's real. Everything we've tried to record together has been an interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty class. I like it.
Yes. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mosh Pit Memoirs. Today we're here with Ola, the guitarist from.
Mosh Pit Memoirs.
Mosh Pit Memoirs.
I was kind of blindsided by the fact that you just say episode 15 this time. I was like, fuck it, it's the first episode.
Alright, hello.
Yeah, take your time, man.
Alright, hello. Alright.
You gotta have so much gold first.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mosh Pit Memoirs, episode 15. Today I'm joined by Ola, guitarist from Necrosis.
Hi, it's good to
So,
see you.
tell us a bit about your band, first of all.
Well, it started a few years back. I've always been friends with this guy called Caleb. He's the bass player in our band, and
Right.
he knew this drummer called Tom. He's really cool, and we were always really into tech death kind of stuff. And
Cryptopsy sort of thing.
Yeah, Cryptopsy, stuff like Children of Bodom has really,
right, yeah.
Alexi Leho has really influenced my guitar style, and one day we found a vocalist who would be like happy to play with us and maybe
Right.
use some rhythm guitar, and that's just kind of how it started, really.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, how long? You know, like, what was the production like of your first album?
Oh, terrible.
Oh,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like out of my bedroom, recording, not through like an XLR or any like
I
fancy stuff, just like guitar to amp to microphone.
I mean, that's how it goes a lot of the time.
Yeah,
to be
but
fair,
like
when it's your
it's
first,
it's good enough,
part
isn't it?
of the charm.
Yeah, exactly,
The
yeah.
raw aspects of it.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
We're still struggling.
I'm just trying to think of what I want to say next. Alright.
It's gonna be really funny if you click if you go around and it's like not recording. It's gonna be really fucking hilarious.
Alright, we're good.
Okay.
Got a lot of space on that thing, so that's good.
Nice.
Hang on. I don't want that to stay on the table. I'm going to hit pause on the thing.
You gotta smoothly introduce it to the episode. You can't.
I want to suddenly go, do you cause violence in kids?
Yeah. Do you hate children? Do you murder people on the
Yes.
regular?
Do you eat babies?
But right after our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend.
Alright. So a lot of parents, as I'm sure you're aware, really don't like metal.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know, and there's been, you know, throughout, you know, almost a century at this point, they've been saying about how it can cause violent tendencies and mental health issues. First of all, I mean, obviously we'll go into a lot more depth about this, but first of all, what's your very basic take on that of your current knowledge?
I'm allowed to swear on this.
Go for it.
I think that's dog shit. I don't think that's real.
Yeah.
I think maybe some of the characters that exist within the metal scene have been violent people,
Yeah.
and they've just kind of used metal as an excuse. But I don't think metal in itself is inherently any violence to it.
I do think I agree with that because again, the purpose of this interview is, of course, to sort of inform the public and clear up some misconceptions. if you want to disagree with it, then that's up to you. But it's sort of just giving you all the facts and statistics about it. So in the past, what has heavy metal done for you in your mental state, sort of?
I think it's always really helped me. It's it's a good way to channel anger.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been in a mosh pit. It's great fun
Absolutely, yeah.
just kind of jump around and just kind of let go from it. It's great fun.
As well for like young growing minds as well. Like
Oh yeah.
there's nothing like being like an angry 14-year-old and just blasting Slipknot. In
Oh,
your
it's
room.
very freeing. Yeah.
There's not a lot of feelings like it.
No, exactly.
In teenagehood. But of course, a lot of throughout history, there's been a lot of incidents and things which have kind of caused this panic.
Yeah, of course.
Instead of not just, I mean, that sort of stuff has been around since, whenever anything new gets created, there's always going to be outcry about
naysayers
it.
and
There's always going to be outcry about it. Very familiar with things like the case of Elise Palmer.
Yes, vaguely. It's been a while since I've looked into it.
I'll go over like a few basics for the
of
audience.
course, yeah.
But essentially in the late 90s sort of thing, early 90s maybe, there was three boys who went out and murdered Elise Palmer in the woods because, they were part of a band and they believed that the music of Slayer was sort of giving them subliminal messages from hell, essentially, and that they'd be rewarded with great fame and power and musical talent if they committed the ultimate sin against God, as they put it.
I imagine killing her.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
But, of course, this did lead them to be infamous, but not quite in the way they expected.
Yeah.
The only reason they were actually caught was because one of the boys, months later, one of the boys, months later turned to Christianity and, told the police where the bodies were, where the body was and stuff. So, I think while that was definitely a very tragic event and it was a very important, that's the event everyone points to when they say how it can cause violence.
Yeah.
I think the boys are very clearly sick in the head before this.
Oh yeah, I think regardless of whether or not they had their own metal band or if they were listening to Slayer, I think they always were going to maybe kill someone.
Yeah, they clearly had violent tendencies before this.
Yeah.
And whether or not they truly did believe that Satan was giving them
it
messages,
could just be a way for them to be like, oh no, it's Slayer, they did it, not us.
Yeah, because the parents did sue Slayer for this.
Ridiculous.
And this is not the only time a metal band has also been sued because of I might have forgotten the names, but the two young men who attempted to, one of them kind of, successfully committed suicide, but one of them attempted suicide to listen to Judas Priest.
The Judas. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I believe they were also sued, but once again, they didn't.
It doesn't really work because they're not telling people to kill themselves or kill other people because.
If anything, Judas Priest is soft compared.
It's very relaxing.
It's quite upbeat if anything. But yeah. And of course, there's, another one of the big sort of, satanic panic things of the 90s was, I'm sure you're familiar with Mayhem and Vard Vikernes.
Oh my god, yes.
So, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with who Vard Vikernes is, but if you aren't, he was a member of the band Mayhem, which was, a Norwegian black metal band from the 90s. And he had, not only did he have, white supremacist viewpoints, but also just, straight up murdered Euronymous.
Yeah.
Do you think that his, viewpoints of not only extreme violence, but also, white supremacism, do you think that's, maybe not so much now, because he's not as, commonly referenced, but, do you think that was harmful for kids' minds back in the day?
I think definitely, but I don't think that kind of opinions or that kind of behavior is necessarily inherent to metal. Even black metal.
I do disagree. I do agree with that as well.
I think black metal is very unfortunate in that it uses a lot of iconography from Norse mythology, and that kind of overlaps with fascism and white supremacy.
Yeah.
They also use a lot of iconography from Norse supremacy, so they kind of move towards the black metal movement and kind of use the music as a way to justify what they were doing. I feel that's how this has happened and not the other way around.
Yeah, because I do think, my take on black metal is that I think, while I don't think we should shelter kids from any sort of art form, I think maybe if they do want to get into heavier sides of metal, and especially black metal, I think as long as they're being educated and given proper context as to what they're viewing, because if they're like young impressionable kids listening to like, you know, NSBM and stuff like that, that can really like just drive their mind.
It can be very
like,
harmful for
really
you.
harmful stuff.
NSBM is National Socialist Black Metal,
which is basically just normal black metal, but they sing about, you know,
being
white
fascists,
being white supremacists. Which is, I mean, like, you know, it's an easy, it's just, you know, on the surface it's quite, you know, you can think it's quite hard to find, but it's an easy sort of slippery slope to fall into.
It's very quick to
once
find
you,
a
like,
band like that, isn't it?
You know, once you start, like, you know, even once you start listening to Burzum and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, that is Varg's band.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. And Burzum is like, I'm honestly surprised to this day how sort of socially acceptable like Burzum is.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Like you see all over Instagram, you see Varg stands and like people with Varg.
Kanye West wearing the Burzum t-shirt.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is a fascist.
Well,
so.
yeah. But it's just it's like, I don't know, you see sort of like. You walk into any local goth shop and you'll probably see a Varg Vikinist hoodie. Like
it's kind of wild. Yeah.
But no one really. I feel like no one really respects him now by nowadays. Then I've never seen.
I don't think I've seen anyone.
Because I've only ever
take the piss.
Because I've only ever really seen like just people clowning on him over social media, especially what he is now. You know, today's version of
camo tracksuits in his car.
Yeah. So I think just as long as they're giving them proper context to what they're viewing and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Then, but of course, it isn't all doom and gloom because like many studies have been done, and I believe I think there was a study at University of Sydney in which heavy metal was like had a really good impact on a lot of people's mental health.
That doesn't surprise me, considering the correlation with the Nordic countries being the 3 countries in the world that listen to the most heavy metal, and also the happiest countries in the world. Yeah,
exactly. You know, like if we just look at Germany, Germany nowadays and Norway nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, Norway had like a bit of a dark time in the 90s, but you know, by nowadays standard, like, you know, they're not, you know, I don't think Norway's that concerned about church burnings and stuff now.
I doubt it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's so much of an issue anymore. But yeah, like, there's a lot of sort of evidence to prove that that can be so, like, just freeing and sort of, it's like a good outlet for anger.
Yeah, of course. Well, it just kind of makes sense, doesn't it? If you can shout along to some lyrics, it saves you shouting at someone else, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, I can tell personally that there's been some good. I mean, you know, even looking back just like a year ago when things like DSBM has like really like, you know, just helped my mindset when it comes to things like self-harm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had similar sort of things. DSBM is
depressive suicidal black metal.
Depressive suicidal black metal, which is obviously really inherently dark, but like
yeah. It kind of focuses on the morbid side of like self-harm and things like that, but it kind of captures it in a really interesting artistic way. And it allows you to frame it in a third-person perspective.
Yeah.
And kind of, well, it's almost in a similar vein to how CBT works, you know, cognitive behavioral therapy, where you take a step back and you analyze your emotions and realize where they're coming from and, you know, if you really need them. And I think that's kind of why it's a very useful genre for people who maybe struggle with mental health issues.
Yeah. I also think that a lot of metal can just sort of like, there's such a good strong community there, and like you'll always have gatekeepers and like you know, assholes, but that goes for like most.
That's every community, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, you know, I mean, like, you know, it's always just kind of like, you know, you don't really see how you know, strong of a fan base it is until you go to like a festival or something and you see how happy everyone is.
Yeah, I've never felt so happy and so safe in a mosh pit.
Exactly. Yeah. Like in a pit full of people who on the surface look like they're just beating each other up.
Yeah, but they are just being really nice.
They're just like being really nice. Like you know, like you know, just like if you fall down during like a show.
Oh, the first thing someone does is pick you up.
They go and pick you up. I'm sure we both know that firsthand.
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah. You know, crowd surfing, like, you know, people don't just like. You know,
it's not always perfect, is it?
True, but on a normal day-to-day basis, if you know, jump off a low if if I jump off this table, not everyone is just going to suddenly crowd around to pick me up.
Exactly.
To grab me.
But they'll at least make sure that you're okay. If
Exactly,
you
yeah.
slam your face into the ground. And,
But what I mean is that like at a metal show, I feel like there's an etiquette.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's a strong etiquette. It's like,
chivalry.
Yeah, whereas like if someone's near you and they're trying to stage dive,
You try and help them. Yeah.
And also just with with mosh pits, like I mean I don't know about you, but like I've never seen a lot of people with the big spiked jewelry. There's a lot of people who like just as out of courtesy just stay away from the mosh pit.
Yeah.
So no one really wants to get to injure other people there.
No.
Besides like the odd
maybe a slight
nasties.
Bruise.
The odd there's the odd one or two nasties that like to
the weird ones that want to just punch someone. Yeah.
But like they're far and few.
Yeah.
Between
and they usually get kicked out quite quickly when
exactly
people work
and they're not really very respected in the mosh pit.
No.
Yeah. All right. Do you mind unlocking your phone so I can see what other questions I wrote?
Yeah, of course. As you meet
we got a good streak there, though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What else? I've got I'm gonna pause on the thing for a minute.
Yeah, fair enough. Take your time to thunk.
The lighting's still. Alright, let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, Roger.
Alright, guys.
What was I going to say again? Alright. So before we get that's how my recording goes when I'm alone. All right. So before we begin, tell me a bit about. So before we begin, tell me some stuff about your favorite bands and albums.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite band of all time, Children of Bodom.
Yeah.
My favorite album by him is Fall of the Reaper. I think Alexi Laiho, he's an incredible guitarist in all of his albums, but he really comes into his own when he plays the solo for things like Kissing in the Shadows and Bodom After Midnight. I think it's just an incredible album. Although, there are also things like, more classical, like original metal, if you will. Like, I'm a big fan of the Rust in Peace album.
Oh, of course.
Who is? It's great for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm also, I'm a real enjoyer of kind of brutal death metal, things like Cannibal Decapitation. I've seen them.
Sort of Suffocation.
Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, all incredible things. I've seen Suffocation live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I left there because I wanted to see Sengo's Sogobon.
I was about to say you were there for the bog.
I was there for bog. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm personally, God, my taste changes all the time. I mean, I'm a big black metal fan, obviously.
Yeah.
I love Dark Throne and Marduk and stuff. Although there's
Dark Throne's back.
Yeah,
crazy.
New album's coming out. But I think my favorite band might have to be sort of Sodom, I guess.
Sodom's cool. Yeah.
So I'm a huge German thrash fan. Like Creator and Tankard as well are big ones for me. No idea why I consider my favorite album. Of course, Rust in Peace is a classic.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I would say maybe sort of, Slime and Punishment, Municipal Waste is a good one.
That's a great album.
I'm another big crossover thrash fan.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
I was expecting you to say something from Exodus.
Oh yeah, Exodus is always good. Fabulous Disaster, Bonded by Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think German thrash is probably sort of my favorite when it comes to thrash stuff. But yeah,
you're a fan of German industrial. Things like Rammstein.
Of course, I know Rammstein. Don't know much else about German industrial though. But, yeah.
Well then, I think you can play the intro section where you ask me about the band and how it forms, and then you can be like, "Hey guys," from like post-production. "Hey guys, I just want to tell you about today's ad." And then you can bring it back to that conversation, and then you can play the rest of the interview after that conversation.
Alright, let's do a little wrap up now.
Yeah. Okay. End scene, Louis, for
end
when you're
editing.
editing.
Alright. Alright. Bye. No, I'm kidding.
Alright. Adios.
Alright. So I think that's about all we have to say for this interview.
Yeah.
I think it's been great talking.
Yeah,
to you.
it's been great to meet you. I've known Louis for a while.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you on episode 16.
What's
I
episode
really,
16
I
about?
really like to say that.
Well, we were talking about the morality of necrophilia.
I'll read you that part, but I want to be like, join us on episode 16 where we interview like friggin' Travis
Travis.
Ryan. I was gonna say like Travis Ryan.
No. All or nothing, though. You gotta go all or nothing on episode 16.
What?
Just something really stupid, but
I
like
could say like Necro Butcher from Mayhem. I don't know.
you gotta go for like for something that you know is funny, but
Yeah.
your teacher won't quite catch.
We already said Varg Vikinus, so we can't go for that.
Yeah, we
If
can't.
we didn't mention Varg Vikinus, then yes.
Yeah.
Who's dead? Who's like
Who's dead?
I don't know.
Euronymous.
Yeah, you were really.
Oh, you mentioned Varg killing Euronymous.
Lemmy.
Dio. I think that's too high
That is a
profile.
little bit too obvious.
What's
What's like a funny metal YouTuber? Bradley Hall.
Bradley Hall?
Oh, yeah, Bradley Hall.
Bring on Bradley Hall. Yeah, he's doing a flight from Australia just to come say hi.
Yeah. Is he Australian?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Can you not tell?
I thought he's a Brit.
No, he's got the fucking biggest Aussie accent.
He's like, alright, mate. I don't know.
Yeah, alright, mate. Do that. Do that.
I suppose he is a little bit Australian. I just thought he sounded British.
British. Join us in episode 16 where I'll be interviewing the King of England.
Big Charles himself.
Sure.
Tell me about your bum. Still cancerous.
Awesome.
Awesome. I can't wait to edit this. Alright.
Oh yeah, you better send me the entire raw footage.
Okay. Or like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright. What funny name? Alright.
Shit and balls isn't to the channel. Okay.
John Metal.
John. Yeah.
John Metal.
Well, I'm interviewing John Metal, and his opinions on creating this genre.
It'd be so good to say like John Pantera or something.
John Pantera.
What if I say Phil Ensemble?
Dude, Dimebag Darrell.
Sure,
You could just say, well, we're interviewing Dimebag
We're
Darrell. You're like, oh, sick, I know you can come on.
Dimebag and Vinnie Paul.
Vinnie Paul.
Because that's even more subtle. Like he's dead. I don't know.
Or you could just be like, where I'm interviewing the drummer from, and then just name it like just come up with something really obscene, from like the dead. I'm interviewing the drummer from Dead Corpse Fuckers.
Dead Corpse Fuckers. We're interviewing the drummer from like what's that?
The drummer from Drink Driving.
Drink Driving Incorporated.
Something really absurd.
It's
Corpse
scrotum.
mutilator, and then
I was gonna say corpse scrotum or something.
corpse scrotum tasters.
Corpse scrotum tasters. Oh wait, I'll just scrotum tasters. Shall I say that?
Scrotum devourers.
Someone does scrotum devourer. Should we go for that?
Where I interview John from Scrotum Devourers.
I'm just gonna say the singer from Scrotum Devourer.
This
Make sure they stop recording.
John Cockface from
John Cockface. Alright. Should we go Scrotum Devourer?
Yes. Join us next. Anyway, it's been great to have you on the episode. Join us next week.
Join us next week when we.
In the meantime, check out my Patreon and go watch last week's episode.
Necrophilia. The implications and politics of necrophilia.
Why necrophilia should be legalized.
Zoophilia. Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Easy.
So I think that's about all we have time for in this week's episode.
Yeah. It's been great to talk with you.
It's been great talking to you too. Alright, so join us next week on episode 16 where we interview the singer from Scrotum Devourer.
I was laughing shit. Scrotum fondlers.
Scrotum Fondlers. Alright. I'm just gonna upload this entire last chunk onto YouTube unedited.
Just upload the entire thing onto YouTube.
Yeah. Alright.
Unedited. I'm gone. Yeah, gone.
So that's about all we have time for this week, I think.
Yeah, it's been great to talk to you.
It's been great talking to you too. So join us next week on episode 16 where we interview the lead singer of Scrotum Devourers.
Thanks for having me, Lee. It's been great to be on the Mosh Pit Memoirs. It's very exciting.
Tune in next week.